Hello and welcome to the Punish for Protecting live broadcast with your host, Francesca Amato, national expert in the Americans with Disabilities Act, domestic violence and child abuse advocate, best-selling author, and founder of Punish for Protecting Incorporated. We welcome all of our viewers listening on Facebook via Punish for Protecting News and the CPS News Network. If you're watching on YouTube at Punish No More and Free to Protect, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Now, without further ado, here is your host, Francesca Amato.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's very powerful broadcast. Before I bring my guest out, I'm going to talk about what's going on with this particular situation and this story. We tried to bring this guest out on our broadcast yesterday, and we had a lot of sound issues. So the first thing I'd like to know from the audience is if everyone can hear. Can you guys hear this broadcast now? It not only did it affect my guest because my other guests were fine, but it also, every time I brought her out, it affected me. So if anybody can please bring out, tell me if you can hear, So if we can just please have that where I can see if you guys can hear me right now. Can you guys hear me before we bring our guest out? So this is an MK Ultra victim. And thank you, Tammy. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is an MK Ultra victim, and I'm going to ask people to just say a prayer right now, so that I can bring her out and I can share this story with you guys today. Thank you very much for that. Thank you guys. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for tagging your friends list, and thank you for being such great, wonderful supporters to the hard work that we do here. This is a story. And I'm going to show her. She's having an event that's coming up as well, and I don't want to hope I don't mess up her name. But this is a story about a woman who was literally sold into MK Ultra. So I believe this is why this particular story. And my guest is named Annette Roch, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I'm sure she'll correct me. But this is a story that, obviously they tried to keep this from coming out. They tried to keep the story from coming out yesterday, so we could not, get her sound working. But I'm going to give you a little bit of a background, and also Annette is going to be doing she's going to be doing an amazing event coming up in July, which I'm going to place this on the screen first, and then I'm going to introduce my guest to you. And what she's doing. Let's just hope I can find this. It looks like they cut this off me too. Okay, well, we'll get that out in just a second with my guest. But thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate that. I thank you for sharing. I thank you for just commenting and being good supporters of the work that we do, the very hard and difficult work that we do. So let me go ahead. She's going to be having an event, a nationwide march in July 16th to 2022. And I'm going to, she's going to talk about this as well. It's to end human trafficking and CPS corruption, which is something that I have been talking about for a very, very long time, and have been exposing, like I said, for many, many years now, and the tie between the family court, CPS, child trafficking, and the horrible things that happen to children. And so a lot of people attack organizations like myself because we attack and we expose what's happening. And so if they're a part of the child trafficking industry, they will attack us because they don't want the word out. They don't want the truth out. They're offended by the truth. And they don't like the fact that we are exposing this. And so it upsets them that we're exposing the truth. And then this story today will expose the truth even more. And the tie between family court and CPS and how, it gets really ugly into the child trafficking industry with children to the point of them during sex. And this is something that you might not want around your children's ears today. If you have children around, I do advise you to, take them out of the room or don't let them hear this. But what happens is that these children, I'm trying to figure out what something said, but yes, exactly, Tammy. These children, when they get into the hands of these predators and these child sex traffickers, they're killed during sex. It's really horrible. They're killed during sex, and they pay for that. They actually pay for sex to kill children during sex. It's really ugly, and that's the reason why we intercept it at the family court level, and that's why we expose these stories and why we work so hard to stop them from taking children and putting them into the hands of abusers and strangers. And that's my motto: that no child should have to live with an abuser or a stranger. Even if they're related, they shouldn't have to. So let me talk about this a little bit, and then I'm going to put these up here. I'm kind of surprised that they're not on my screen, but it's a nationwide march on July 16th, 2022, to end human and child trafficking that my guest, Annette, that she's actually doing. And I'll have that up on the screen where you guys can email and call. But in order to tell you a little bit about what's happened with my guest, um, she was adopted at 3 months old. Okay, so Annette was adopted at 3 months old, and she was sold into child abuse. She was trafficked throughout Hollywood as a child. She had her own children stolen through the Crooked Evil Network, and she was put into sex slavery as an older woman. She is a MK Ultra survivor. So, we just blocked somebody on here who obviously enjoys hurting children. And so I just blocked the person. We deleted his comments and they blocked him. And I'm not even going to waste my time on his name, but now I know who is somebody who is in support of child trafficking. Right now, we know what names to look for. Anybody that attacks organizations like myself is all about child pedophilia. That's what they're into. Okay. She says here she was tortured and starved and made to beg for mercy. Okay. It's absolutely heartbreaking. She's been targeted and gang stalked, and she was made to lay in a bed for almost 2 whole years of her life. Okay. She will not be showing her face today, but hopefully, say a prayer, we will be able to hear her interview today. She had her homes and her money and everything she owned taken and stolen from her. Excuse me. And she's asked for help only to have people spy on her and her perpetrators, um, for her perpetrators rather, and try to harm her further. She knows extreme despair, and she now stands as an advocate for others. And so I'm very proud of her. And you're not hearing me at all now. You stopped hearing me starting at 7:11. You don't hear me. Can you guys hear me? Can somebody put it in comments? This is the game that plays. I'm going to ask my guest to turn her mic on and off. You're still in the back room. I just want to make sure you can hear me while I'm waiting on comments. Can you turn your mic on and off? You're not in the front, you're in the back. Okay, I don't think she can hear me either. You can hear me. Okay, whew, whew. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Well, I'm hoping that I'm going to bring my guest out, and I'm hoping we have a little cue that we do, and not quite sure if she can hear me, but we're going to bring her out, and everybody say a prayer. It says that her mic is muted, so I'm bringing her out right now, though, and I'm adding her to stream, and it's not letting her in stream. It's not letting her in stream. So we're going to see what happens. So obviously, just so that you guys understand, she has worked with StreamYard today, which is what this is on. She worked with them for several hours today, and they said that everything was working. And so we figured we would do this live stream tonight, so she could tell her story, which you just got a little synopsis of her story just now. Now I cannot bring her out onto live stream, and she cannot hear me. But we were just talking prior to this video going live. We were just talking and everything was fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to a quick commercial break and hope that we can get this to work. I do apologize for this delay, and I'm glad that you guys can hear us. I do apologize for this delay. Please say a prayer, because this is the second time. I've had no problem with any other guests coming out onto this platform and being heard. I can't even bring her out onto the platform, and it's a very, very simple process. You simply let her in, and that's not happening either. If so, obviously, people don't want to hear. People don't want to. People want to prevent this from happening, right? So, just give us a moment, and we're going to go to a commercial break. Okay, so my guest says she can hear. So thank you guys for being patient. We really do appreciate that. My guest says she did hear, so we're going to try to bring her in now. Wow. It says she's on the stream and she's not. So I'm going to remove her and bring her back in. Wow. It's not even letting her on the stream. It's not even letting her on the stream. This doesn't happen. Like, it's absolutely crazy. This doesn't happen. Hmm. Okay, so I'm going to bring out some of her work in the meantime. So what you're looking at here right now is her story. This is the story that she wanted to share with everyone. This is what I just read to you guys about what she has been through and how she was sold as a 3-month-old into this horrific MK Ultra. Okay, and this is what I just read you. This is her story basically, and we're having a very difficult time. I cannot even bring her onto the stream. She does hear me, but I cannot bring her onto the stream. I am literally blown away by this. Um, I'm blown away by this. I'm blown away that I cannot bring her onto the stream. But let me bring up this event that she's doing, because I think this is very, very important that you all see this event that she's doing. And I'm going to ask my guest to get completely back out and come back in again. Please get completely back out and come back in again. And hopefully this will work. So she does hear me. She's getting back out and she's coming back in. So let's show the audience what she has planned. It says, please join us on July 16th to march in our nationwide march. This is going to be held on July 16th, 2022. July 16th, 2022. It's to end human trafficking and CPS corruption. Help by organizing a march in your own counties and states, so your own area. And if you can pull people together, you've got enough time here to start doing this. And we are here to help you. Punish for Protecting is absolutely here and here to help you. To do that, to prepare in your own areas. I will help you as much as possible with broadcasting or bringing people together, okay? Because this is what is going to get the attention out, get the word out, get the work out, that get what needs to be out. There's somebody saying here that she's seen this in the past herself when she used to MG when they used to try to speak out about this, and this it literally blows. Is a different platform, but I've never had it where somebody couldn't even come on my live. It's really, really, really crazy. Okay, so help by organizing a march in your own area. Then place pictures and video of your march online so that we can spread the word. So we can spread the word. And that's what we want to do. We want to spread the word. Okay. And she said, send your pictures and video in case you can't see it here on the screen. Send your pictures and video to David Zublick. And it's David, Zublick @gmail.com on July 16th, again, 2022. And for more information, please call 332 200 0149. Again, 332 200 0149. And just so that you guys, if you're just joining now, I have an MK Ultra victim that is in the queue right now. Well, she's a survivor, a true survivor of horrific events that have taken place in her life. I'm going to read this again to the audience. She was adopted at 3 months old. It will not even allow her to come onto my live feed, let alone get sound. It looks like today we were actually getting sound, and now we can't get her onto the live feed. It is literally, it makes zero sense. Now, I've had her out on my live feed. Yesterday we were having some problems with this, and I had her out on the live feed, but then we didn't have sound. Today we not only don't have sound, I mean, we actually have sound today, but we do not have we don't have my guest coming out. So some of the things that she has been through, and I'm reading your comments, is that she was adopted at 3 months old into child abuse. She was trafficked through Hollywood as a child, and she had her own child stolen through a crooked, evil network, which we know these are the family court judges. This is the whole CPS network. We understand that this is the whole kit and caboodle. You know, we have had Megan Walsh on a number of times. What has happened with her father, John Walsh, you know, with the missing and exploited. We know that that is an organization that is exploiting children. It's making them become missing. Okay. So we know where this whole network is coming through. She says that through this crooked even network, she was put into sex slavery as an older woman, and she's an MK Ultra survivor. And so because she wants to speak out today, we can't even get her out on this platform. So we need to spread this video like wildfire because we need the attention on it. So at least this much of her story will be told. I'm going to ask you actually, Annette, if you can text some stuff to me in chat, and I will just read off anything that you wanted to say today, because there's more that she wants to discuss about MK Ultra and any warnings she may want to give people. So she's putting stuff in chat right now, and I will just have to read it. And I do apologize that this is how it has to be done. But you know what? When there's a will, there's a way, and we will get through this, everyone. Says she was tortured and starved and made to beg for mercy. She was literally made to beg for mercy. And Annette, if you can also tell her at what ages did this occur. Also, she's been targeted. She's been gang stalked, which obviously, you know, we know what the gang stalking is. That happens with like on the moles through the family rights movement that come through, trying to watch what you're doing. I always tell my clients to please be very careful with that movement. Thankfully, I've stepped out of that a couple of years, and things have been so much more peaceful and more. They just worked so much better. But because these people are infiltrated through this entire system. So I'm waiting for her to just put some stuff in chat here to read back. She also was made to lay in bed for 2 years straight of her life. Okay. And she's asked for help only to have people spy on her for her perpetrators and to try to harm her further. So obviously they're watching this. Okay. They're stopping this. So I'm assuming they would be tracking her phones and things like that. She knows extreme despair, and so please keep her in prayer. Everybody, please could you lift her up and pray for her? I really would appreciate that. And she now stands as an advocate for others. Okay, so I want to read what she has just put in chat. She said she was 47 when she was put back into sex slavery, and she was 13 when she was given to a pedophile. So Annette, if you can also put in chat, and I will be reading this to the audience. If you can please put also in chat, I mean other things as well. But Annette, if you could please put in chat some questions, and I'm going to have I'd like my guests to just ask questions, please, and we will ask Annette, and we can and Annette can answer. So I'm getting her answers in chat, so we can ask more questions about things. Um, she said, I was put into sex labor at 47 with a very powerful man. Um, Annette, do you recall? I'm going to ask a question, and then I'm going to look in my notes here to see, or in my comments here from the audience, the viewers. Please ask questions to Annette. She's here to answer your questions today. So one of the things I'd like to know, Annette, because I was recently watching this documentary, and it's called The Devil. Something I'd have to look it up. Like, it's kind of hard for me because I'm on several devices right now. But it's a documentary behind the scenes of child trafficking and what they do, and that's where I've seen, they literally, these men actually, not only do they purchase children at all ages, and I'm talking little babies in 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. And in this one particular documentary, the mother actually is pregnant and she's selling her child, and they sell the children for all kinds of organs and eyes and ears and everything. Okay. And it's so sick, and it's so sad, and it's so grievous. Okay. And so, in this whole entire business, and this man that did this documentary, is very deeply steeped and tied into the occult, and so the family court. So let me kind of backtrack. So the mother that was pregnant, who sold her child, she had no motherly instincts whatsoever. She was very cold, obviously a sociopath, and she hi Caprice, thank you. She wanted to sell this child, which she did. I forget how much she got, and didn't want to see the child, didn't want anything to do with the child whatsoever, had no motherly instincts at all, nothing. And I know that does happen. Okay, I know that does happen. However, the majority of these children, and I would say pushing the 99% mark, they are coming through CPS and family court. And Annette, I'd like you to kind of, put it in chat based on that question, based on that statement. If you can put that in chat, and I'd be very happy to respond and read back to the audience what you have to say. Okay. So yes. So if anybody else has questions for our MK Ultra survivor here that is in the queue. So yes, you're right. Cindy says Satan is hard at work praying she's able to get on your podcast, but that's okay because the devil's under my feet. Devil's under my feet. I don't mess with that. So as far as I don't. He's got no power over God's children. Period. So a lot of smoke screen. So yes, if you can, Annette, if you could kindly, she's putting some stuff in chat here, and also I'm looking at your questions here. Does anybody have any questions that you want to ask Annette? Okay, here's one, and I'm going to place this up while we're waiting for Annette to type. MJ Massey says, in the South where I live, intimidating witnesses is commonly used to that's a good word there. Obfuscate survivors. Been hacked 18 times. It's common online for all survivors. I've also been there. Yes. So, yes, it is extremely, extremely heartbreaking. This is heartbreaking, and we're trying to get these stories out, for families, for you viewers, to see what's happening in this world and why it's so important to thank you so much, Hiley Dyke, medicalkidnap.com, medicalkidnap.com. And so now, okay, I'm going to go back to my guest. I'm going to go back to my guest, and she says, and again, if you guys would kindly put questions that you have for her, she says, my guest says that 80% of children are found in sex trafficking, she said, comes from foster care, which we know that. So the statistics actually admitted by social services worldwide, nationwide, is 88%. But I call that 100% because, I mean, come on, we're pushing the top there, and they're admitting to it. They're admitting to it because the devil is bold. She said she was adopted through an agency, not CPS. She was adopted through an agency, not CPS. Is there any other questions? Let's see. Is there any other questions? She says the agreement upon my adoption was to traffic her. So that was the agreement, was to traffic her. And let me tell you guys something, okay? That's what they're doing. Like, okay, so we've got I don't even want to say the extreme, because the hundreds of thousands of children that are sex trafficked through the family court, or mothers that just sell them over. And there's, like I said, they're also being sold for body parts, organs. It's really sick. Sold, and then when they're in this child trafficking, when they're in the child, the one that you would say, oh my God, that's the bad one, but it's all bad. On the way, it's bad. En route, it's bad. They literally, these men do purchase these children to have sex with these children. It is sick. And also to the point of they'll pay more money if they could kill the child while they're having sex with the child. That is how sick it is. That is how sick it is. Okay. She's okay. The question also for Annette is, what state was she adopted? That's what they want to know. And MG Massey says, we were all children once. This must stop. I agree. So what state is this? We have some more information that she's giving me right now. You are doing important work. Your case in Ulster is media exposure has helped me as I was able to meet Josh D. Oh, that's attorney Josh Douglas, who has been a blessing to me this far. Thank you for your work. And thank you for that kind, appreciation. I really thank you for that. I thank you so much for that. I thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so she said, oh, sorry, I'm going to go back to chat here. So she said, let me go back. Hold on a minute. My son was stolen through CPS, she said. She said the state that this has happened in her case is California. She was adopted in California, and her son, now listen to this one. Her son was stolen in Arizona. Now, you guys know that there's a humongous child trafficking industry, a humongous child trafficking hub in Arizona. The reason why the president right now and that organization and that administration wants the borders open is because these kids are coming right into the hands of child traffickers. Okay, this is big money. I mean, people thought a multi-billion dollar industry. No, honey, this is a multi-trillion dollar industry. If anybody has any more questions for Annette, and I'm also waiting for Annette is actually typing up some statements right now that she wants to be able to tell the audience. We also need. Oh yes, that's the movie. Thank you so much, Cindy. The movie is called. If you guys want to know, and I highly recommend that you go to YouTube and you please watch this movie. I meant to share it a couple weeks ago. Thankfully, Cindy had resent it to me, and I was like, oh yes, I'm in Facebook jail. So just so you guys know, I'm in Facebook jail on all my pages. They've never given me a reason ever since I went live off of my page. I've been censored for over a year. I went live off my page. People don't like it when I talk about this. They don't like it. I mean, other people talk about this, but there's something about it when Fran talks about it. Why? Because I don't play, okay? And the devil don't like it. The name of the movie is Eyes of the Devil, and it's very eye-opening, she said, and very hard to watch. It is horrific. It is horrific. But I do recommend, and I do encourage you guys to take some time and please watch it, because I want you to have the understanding that you need as to why we fight so hard here in the family court arena, why we fight so hard here in the CPS arena against these evil. They're evil, and their evil cannot be human. Okay, just cannot. Okay, Annette says, and I still see the questions coming in, so bear with me. I'm kind of going back and forth. Annette says she was starved to be 13 pounds underweight. Okay. She was tortured with extreme heat. This is it's just too much. And she was told that she was going to be sacrificed. She was told that she was going to be sacrificed. Okay. Oh, yes. Yes. Caprice is saying that her problem is about elder abuse. So excuse the dogs for a minute. Let me just take a break. A quick mute here. So I'm sorry about that. I just want to make sure the dogs weren't barking and you guys could hear that. She said, my problem is about elder abuse. I cannot believe what you are telling us. She has chills. She has chills. Yes, it is so crazy. It is so sick. Okay, I have more comments coming up here from Annette. I'm waiting for more questions from the audience, and I have more comments I'm going to read from Annette now. Okay, and here's one. The internet is the devil's dance floor. Censored, hacked, threatened. Many believe these monsters will do anything online. This person says, scares me. Okay, here's from Annette right now. So, and I'm still waiting for more questions, you guys. She said she was told that she was going to be sacrificed. She was made to denounce Jesus every day, and she's now 59. So I have a question. And my question to you, Annette. And first of all, let me just say, Annette, thank you so much for coming out and for doing this, despite the attack that's happening even now as we're trying to bring this word out for people. Please, thank you, and also we're really proud of you for doing this and for telling what you've been through, because it is really, really important. My question is, can you talk about do you know of any other situations? Do you know of any other families? Do you know of anyone that has, and let me get the lighting in here. I'm sorry, I didn't even think about the lighting today. Do you know about any other children, families, anyone that went through this, have gone through this? Do you know of anyone that's been sacrificed? Do you know of what they do? Could you tell us, can you elaborate on any of that? And I'm going to put up another comment here while she's writing. Not only are they abusing our children and elders, the evil corporations are literally doing a slow kill on all of us via our food, water, meds, and everything we use. Read the ingredients labels. Another, I just met a victim of an Oklahoma prosecutor, a judge who was given a shot of meth at the age of 13, then tossed a bag and kicked out on the streets to find buyers. She's 39 now, and there are many, many more. You're saying a judge, this happened to a judge, or the judge did this? Can you kind of elaborate on that? Hannah is saying, wake up, people. Holly is saying, yes, check out Carly Franz testimony video. And you can search that on Facebook. Okay. All right. And this is from Annette. Okay. She said, we had 21 states participate in the March, 6th March. So, guys, we want all states to participate in the March. I'm going to talk more about that in a little bit. But right now, let's kind of get this information out, please. We need all 50 states, she said. Yes, same thing I just said for the July 16th one. So, guys, please spread the word, and we can put together, you guys can call there, you can email there. I'm here to help as much as possible. Let's get this going, okay? Let's get this going. Guys, you don't even understand. I don't know if you would understand. I want you to watch that movie. I want you to understand. The reason I do this is because I want you to know how bad this is. I want you to know how bad this is, and I want you to, here, let me get the light on. Hang on. I want you guys to know how bad this is. And I want you guys to know that there's beyond past due an urgency. This is serious. Everyone's lives are affected by this. Everyone. Nobody is exempt from this happening to them. Okay? Your children are in very dangerous places in this country. I have been saying this for a very long time. Okay? We're trying to bring this out as much as possible to not only wake you up, but to put a little fire under your butts to please help. What is it for you to stand outside and do a march? Okay. What is it to just get 10 of your friends, 20 of your friends, 30 of your friends and do this and stand together, all of us together? This has to be done. It has to be. Okay. Okay. She said, the children are subject to extreme perversions. And when I discussed some of it from that movie, and if you can tell us more about that. Are there anybody else with questions? If I could, I would play that movie on here. I was planning on actually doing that, but I would actually need it on an MP4 in order to do that. She's still writing, so I have more coming, guys. I have more coming. But why this event is so important? Why this event? And you know that I always push for things like this. So while she's writing, I have one here that I want to read this one out loud. She said, Killingsworth, April. Okay. She said, my grandchildren, I have kinship care, fighting so hard to keep my grandchild, 2 years now of hell fighting this corruption. I mean, everybody calls it what it is. Corruption. My mother was a first generation candidate of MK Ultra program in Rome State School in New York. Okay, you hearing this, guys? This is affecting everybody. Okay, every child. They took 3 children from her. I have contact with my siblings now. The horrors they went through, you can't imagine. If you can maybe quickly try to send me something to my Facebook Messenger, I don't know if I can get it. I can try. I can send you the StreamYard link, and maybe I can get you on here tonight. Okay, here's a question for you, Annette. What is the history of MK Ultra? The CIA was using it, correct? Okay, the question is, what is the history of MK Ultra? The CIA was using it, correct? And let me go back to what she's saying, and I'll start reading. Okay, she said many are whipped, cut, made to urinate on people, made to defecate on people, and terrorized. And Annette, this is all ages of children, correct? All ages? I know I'm asking you 2 questions at once, but here's one right here while we're waiting on her answers. Spiritual angel, you can see it up on the screen here. Should be showing up in a second. I am a survivor of ritual abuse. My children too. Please pray. My children blame me. 2 cults, both from mainstream churches. And we are praying. We're praying for you. We're praying every day. That's why we do this. This is a ministry. This is a genuine ministry. It's to the world. It's to the church. It's to the country. Okay, it's to wake up people. There's so much more to this than most churches even do, and you can't even imagine how much, so many different things, so many hats that we wear. Because like I said, like if you stop it here, you are usurping them to get these children into this trafficking industry. That's why I've been fighting like crazy for all these years. Okay, that's why. This is exactly why. Tammy said, yes, it's a CIA operation. President Bush Sr. and his family are involved in it. Michelina, hi Michelina, she said Nebraska with Johnny Gosh case, Paperboy, the milk cartons was starter by his mother Norrin. Yes. MG, look up papers released online about MK Ultra started during J. Edgar Hoover. And Ruby Jones Strickland said kept in basements, no access to food, only allowed out to make appearances. Killingsworth April said my father was my mother's handler. Okay, I went through SRA abuse. My father was 33-degree Mason, very famous. Did you want to say who he is? That's up to you. We'd be happy to say it if you want. Listen to the beginning of my book on my channel. That's Spiritual Angel. You can put your book in chat. I will put it up on the screen for you, please, if you could do that. Michelina, you are doing God's work by helping others. Annette, thank God bless you. Yes, she sure is. She sure is. Okay, we got more coming through. They're coming through kind of fast. So let's go to the chat on Annette here so that I can read some more. And I want to talk more to the audience about a few things regarding this. So she said, yes, the CIA was using it. However, OTS been used by handlers for years as well. One person involved in MK Ultra against me and my son was a priest. Okay, that doesn't shock anybody. One person was a politician. That doesn't shock anybody, does it? And others held in high positions in their communities. Now I'm going to go back to questions, but I want to say, so let's talk about this again. Let's go back to what I always expose, which is family court and CPS, because obviously, and our guest today, Annette, she's telling us, CPS and foster care and all that. We talk about all of that. John Walsh and missing and exploited children and all of this stuff. And it's all being exposed. And thank God. And that's why the censorship comes. And that's why, they try to silence this, because look at the detail and look at you can't keep connecting these dots and saying that it's not true anymore. It's out there. It's out there. Okay. But, something that I've said, and I've said it over and over, and I've said it over and over, I don't believe these are human, because let's face it, the Bible talks about a hard shell heart, their hearts are seared like a hot iron. I really believe a lot of them are I think it's just completely different than possessed. Okay. I think that they're actually not human. Okay. And it's so evil. That's why, I work with so many people. I'm in and out of so many courts watching these psychopaths, these sociopaths make these orders, and they get their rocks off. They really do. And I've said that, and they're evil. They're pure evil. They don't have a heart. They have no conscience. So why do you think they don't make the right decisions? They enjoy doing this. And so if your child has been moved from your protective, loving care into the hands of an abuser, that shocks you and I, but that doesn't shock them. They do that intentionally. That's why I get very offended when people say this is a broken system. I've even said it in my book because I didn't know better. It is not a broken system. This was built to do this. This is child trafficking. It is a multi-trillion-dollar business. It's a multi-trillion-dollar industry. It is everywhere. It is everywhere. But I got to tell you guys, you need to listen to me. You need to listen. You've been brainwashed. You've been deceived. You've been brainwashed for many, many years to believe that we can trust this. And the other thing that you've been brainwashed is to fear. You've been brainwashed to fear them. There are many more of us than there are of them. I don't care if they're elite. I don't care that they're 2%. 2% is a lot smaller. We are bigger. And if you have faith in God, then faith over fear. Faith over fear. You need to save your children and your neighbor's children, and you need to love your neighbor as yourself. You need to do this. Okay? And you need to have faith over fear. So she said, Annette's putting more in here, but I'm going to put up these because I think this is really important that the audience sees this. Okay. Robot reads it. Sorry for the typos. Let's see. I'm trying to get it's going so fast. Oh, here it is. Well, you said listen to the beginning of your book on your channel, but I need to know your channel if you can put it here so we can do this. Then we have, what is this one? Yes, you said Ted Kaczynski later became the Unabomber. Every nation, Ukraine underground hub for EU. Yes, that's true. Medallion McCain said robot reads it. Kistler Kenneth Killingsworth, aka Sailor Bill Killingsworth. Okay, so now you got the name. So many parallels. It's chilling. Prayers for all survivors. Thank you guys, because your comments right now are helping us bring this truth out, expose this truth. And so I appreciate you guys, because if you think you can't do anything just by typing comments, just by sharing, telling your friends list, exposing, joining, commenting, all this kind of stuff helps. It helps. Okay. Very famous tattooist. And then I was sold to my handler at 14. I was married out to a grown man. Here's one. All of what you say is 100% true. I was an advocate. Okay. Here's one. Family courts kill. There's no question about it. And then, yes, people are brainwashed, and they operate on fear. They operate in scaring you. They operate in fear. They operate in intimidating you. And don't get me wrong, when they have your children as collateral, it's scary. I'm not saying that it's not. Go for their jugular. Remember, with God in you are the majority. Okay. Channel is spiritual angel. That's what we were looking for, guys. So channel is spiritual angel. Okay. Okay. Stream in and out. Excuse me. BC, Canada. Cindy says, people ask me why I'm so passionate about this topic of child trafficking when I'm not a parent. But I tell you, I've loved children as if they were my own, more so than some of their own biological, well, specifically, actually, because, right, you're their own biological mother. Absolutely. And we all have children in our lives who we adore. This is everyone's problem. Amen. It sure is. The Luciferians totally control the court. There you go. So, okay. Time to start realizing, if you're Christians, who you are in Christ. And also, like I keep saying, repent, walk right with the Lord, walk right. Don't listen to these churches. Walk right with the Lord. You'll have favor. Walk right with the Lord and you'll have favor, and you'll have authority, and you will not be afraid. Fear of man brings a snare. Okay, let's go and read what Annette has to say here. She said one person involved in MK Ultra against her and her son was a priest. We read that. One person a politician. Others held high positions in their communities. I really want other victims to call me so we can stand together. So she wants you guys, if you are victims, to call her. I also want you to write me on on my punished for being a parent. You'll see the contact form. If you need help, you can go to the Book of Talk section. It's down here, actually, down here. You can go to the Book of Talk section for help. But for broadcasting and stuff like that, if you want to come out on the show, I want your stories. Okay, I want your stories. I'm going to be doing a lot of stories. We're going to be on many, many TV stations around the country pretty soon. I am increasing my game in a very, very large way. So I want your stories. I want your stories, basically. Okay, I want them out. She wants you guys to call her if you are a victim, and I'm going to give her number again. And actually, I'm going to show it on the screen because I think it just makes it easier. Let's do it this way. Sorry, I'm getting like massive messages here. Can you guys see this again up on the screen? The number is right there, 332. So please take it down, 200-0149, 332-200-0149. Again, 332-200-0149. Please, if you are a victim of MK Ultra, call Annette. Call Annette. And again, we're doing this because she's having this huge rally all across the nation. We want all states to participate in this on July 16, 2022. Please get groups together. Come on, guys, you can do this. You can do this, right? Get groups together, stand together in solidarity, and let's do this, okay? And there's the information where you can email David Zublick. You can email him at davidzublick@gmail.com. You can call Annette directly, and let's do it, okay? Let's do it. This has to be done. Let's do it. I have questions coming in like crazy over here. I just don't want to okay, so Killingsworth, you just got that answer. How do I connect with you? For Book a Talk, if anybody needs my help as an advocate, right here, right below, it says punishforbeingaaparent.com, Book a Talk. Okay, Book a Talk. It starts there, which means it's a consultation. It's very thorough. I have an assistant does an intake specialist. It's you'll see. I mean, we honestly, aside from like fake people in the family rights movement, I have gotten nothing ever but good reports on the work that we do. And we fight with you. We fight hard, and you can ask anybody that's ever gotten help here. Let's see. This is very hard to hear. God help all these victims. Yes, it is. It's hard to do this right now. It's so hard to do this. So maddening that we are dismissed as being conspiracy theorists. This is a narcissistic behavior, diminishing those who are revealing their evil ways. The churches are all compromised, used to control the masses. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Here we have, okay, so let's go back to Annette. Many children were trafficked in the same circles that she was. She was given a pedophile to groom her for trafficking at around the age of 13. She also needs donations, please. So you can cash app that same phone number, 332-200-0149. She said, we must continue to speak out. She's looking for her son. See, this breaks my heart. His name is Liam. She's looking for her son, and his name is Liam. So Liam, if you see this, we're praying for you, and mommy's looking for you. Do not email David until July 16th. She said, please do not start emailing David until July 16th. And sorry about that, guys. David's email is for pictures and videos. Okay, so call Annette. Do not email Liam. That's only for after the event. So forgive me for that. I hope you guys all heard that. Do not email him until you have your pictures of the event that you did, and then share them. And then I'll probably do like a slideshow broadcast or something with the photographs. Does anybody else have any more questions? Anybody else have any more questions for Annette? Anybody else? I'm trying to look here. I'm trying to skip through this because you guys have a lot of statements, but I need some questions. I'm scrolling. Oh, so no, it's just go to punishforbeingaaparent.com, and you got to go through the website and just look for Book a Talk. I think you have to go to contact forms or something like that for Book a Talk. Okay. I think actually if you go to like Google and you just put Book a Talk with Francesca Amato, it'll pop up. It's very popular, so it'll pop up. I'm literally inundated around the clock with people begging for help. I mean, it's that sad. It's absolutely horrendous. It's absolutely horrendous. Let's see, what is this one? If you believe that the Luciferians completely control the courts, you have seriously underestimated your adversary. That's a complete ignorance. Maybe you want to elaborate on that a little bit, because I don't know that it's personally me that it's the Luciferians. This is evil. This is demonic. I don't care what title they want to give them. Okay, these are devils. These people are of Satan. So I don't really care what title they give them. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. I'm hoping the technical issues get worked out so we can hear her story. Yeah, I agree. Here's something. Wait, let's follow the wild. Rome has always had the majority of governments in their pockets, and history has shown us repeatedly how much they care about sacrificing children. You know, and I agree with that. Follow the wild. I just don't. You know, to me, anything that's of the occult, like anything that is antichrist is antichrist. The antichrist spirit is antichrist. Whatever title it's given, Masons, the Satanists, Luciferians, family court judges, they're all the same. That's how I look at it. They're all the same. One of the ways that I know that we can get past it and get favor on our lives and blessing is through repentance and covering ourselves in the blood of Jesus. How can I question what I know in my soul is true? I'm humbled knowing that others are braver than myself. How many people do you have organized so far? So Annette, they want to know how many people you have organized so far, and if there's any states, maybe that would be a good question too. Is there any states that are already like having a large amount of numbers compared to other states? Is there a time limit on DCF cases? Can you elaborate on that? I'm going to be looking at her chat. Hold on a second, guys. Sorry, my dogs are barking. My son's coming in and out. He didn't do this all day until I got live. Then he's coming in and out, and the dogs bark every time. Okay, so going back to the Luciferian, she did touch on that. Okay, she did touch on that. She said Luciferians rule the courts, but I'd like to hear more from you. So I'd like to have maybe you be interviewed too, if you know other people, other that you want to point out. I mean, I think they're all devils. I mean, it's my opinion. So then she said yes to what I said. She said, I love you. I love all of you. We need every town in every state. We have many committing to marches. She said, we need many, many more. We need this to be loud and clear. We need it to be clear as we stand as a nation. Okay, we should have quiet now. I have more questions. I see they're popping up right here. Okay, how can I question? Okay, hold on, I saw that one already. Sorry. The CYFD are family breakers. I'm a mom and trying to get my son back from the aunt. She told me that I am not comfortable to have my son. I took care of my children by myself, and they do child trafficking. They use MK Ultra on many of the boys that were kidnapped in Johnny Gosh's time. Paul Bonacci survived, spoke about MK Ultra. You said, Killingsworth said, you're right, it's the same agenda. Cindy said, God wants us to turn to him. Prayers, prayers, prayers. This is it right here. There's your answer, guys. How else do you fight Satanism and evil? If you don't, how can you believe in this and not realize that God, that there's God? Okay. So this is the real answer. There's one. For newborn supposed to be 18 months. I'm from Alamogordo, New Mexico. The CYFD are so corrupted. I'm Iowa to permanency. Some Facebook user is saying, ask for falsifying records. That's one of the biggest things that they do. They falsify records. They put fake mental illnesses on people. They control the court. Okay. I mean, this is what they do. This is it. Period. All over the country. I've court watched all over the entire nation. And I've seen nicer judges, but they're covert narcissists. I've never, ever met a judge that has made a right decision. Isn't that sick and sad? I've considered boycotting the entire net till all tech companies stop allowing abuse and predators on their platforms. Greed, plain and simple, is the motivation. Yes. Well, it's beyond that too, because these are very sick individuals that would actually have sex with children. That's very sick, beyond depraved mind, beyond a depraved mind, way beyond a depraved mind. Fall of the wild, underestimated. The seven deadlies rule the souls of those lost in sin. Lord, help us. Here's one. No one seems to want to help me when the DCF falsified and lied in the courtroom inspector general's office found this and everyone didn't care. So let me kind of let me touch on that for a second. So that's what we do. Okay. We specialize in convoluted cases, and they're all convoluted cases. Okay. We're shining a huge spotlight on what they're doing inside these evil places. Our what we do is we pray. We have prayer 24/7 up for this. We pray for every single person that comes through. And we do not get government funds. We do not get grants. Okay. We are legitimately the real deal. Okay. And just so you know, I've been everywhere. Okay. Inspector generals, attorney generals, district attorneys, police, sheriffs, you name it, FBI, CIA, or no, sorry, FBI, US Marshals, FBI in the States, FBI in Washington, the United States Department of Justice. I pound them. I literally pound them with non-compliance reports. Okay. This is what we do, and we help people. I mean, first of all, the fact that somebody has somebody to lean on in the process of going through this kind of psychotic hell, I think that in and of itself is something very powerful. Okay, that in and of itself, because some people never had this, and especially not an organization that does everything. Okay, so just keep that in your mind. And yes, you're right. The Inspector General's office and all of these, they already know what's going on. I don't know why is anybody fooled by that. They already know. Why do you think they all say, "I'm sorry, we don't have jurisdiction here"? That's their pet words. I'm sorry, we don't have jurisdiction here. That's it. That's all they have to say, and move on next. And they look at you with this look in their eyes like they care, but they don't, because they're covert narcissists. They're demons. Okay. Luciferians love adrenochrome. It comes from children. The adrenochrome, sorry. And the family court takes children away. Look at history of crimes against children. Luciferians hence control the courts, period. Hannah, it's so true. I've never seen a right decision. Cindy, covert narcissists are the absolute worst. So hard to detect them at first, but if you keep your eyes open, they will tell on themselves. Judges never follow procedure. Bribed, corrupt, period. Other than awareness, do you have a plan of action? Are you talking to me? Because you might be better off talking to my clients, because we do a very detailed, strategic, so kind of custom fit to every case. After we learn about the case, we do very detailed work, and we do have a very serious plan of action. I don't tell everything on public, though. I'm not stupid. They use my chronic PSD, I'm assuming you're saying PTSD, to stoke me, just to say I'm emotionally unstable, but yet keep my grandbaby in my placement and trade her back and forth between states with other grandmother, which is involved with foster care, causing serious mental harm and attachment disorders later in life. And that's part of what they're doing too, because they're causing all these psychological injuries, and they're violating the Americans with Disability Act. They're violating everything. I mean, it's easier to discredit witnesses and blame survivors. That's their game. Jody, Fran, I've now got blocked on Facebook for sharing your show here everywhere with everyone I can. I can't help you on Facebook right now. I'm so pissed. Doesn't shock me. Prayers are prayers are the CYFD. Think that I'm not competent to take care of my son. I know I'm competent to raise my son. We need to stop trying to make new laws. They aren't following the laws that have been on the books. Of course not. They're demons. How did she finally get out? Okay, thank you. There's the question. Michelina said, how did you finally get out? She didn't talk about that. So thank you for asking that. Let's do that. She's going to write that here. And Glenn is asking, what is the CYFD? What is the CYFD? Okay. And prayers are always important. Okay. So let's go back to what Annette is saying now. I'm going to read these to you guys, and then she'll also answer these questions as I'm reading. Okay. Let's go back. Okay. She said, we aren't going to tolerate this crap. Now, I want you guys to listen to this for a moment, okay? This is a woman that the hell that she's been put through for her entire childhood and life. And yet she said, we're not going to tolerate this crap. Okay? What a bold statement. What a blessing of a human being. And so let's hope that those of you that are watching, especially if you have never had to suffer anything like this, that you will stand up for your neighbor and do this this event. She said, they stole our children. They traumatized my child over and over. MK Ultra. They falsified the records in my case. Pure greed. They mock empathy. They mock compassion. They have no wisdom. They do not think deep. They are simply egotistical, perverse, and greedy. The judge in my case laughed in my face. And I would like the judge's name so I can state that if you don't mind as well. They accuse everyone of addictions and mental illness. And let me touch on that. When a person really does have addictions and real mental illness, I'm talking about the dangerous kind, not psychological injury. Okay. They ignore that because they don't care about your children. They're there working for the devil to abuse you and your children. That's what they're there for. The devil loves that. Okay. Bottom line, let's call it what it is, right? Let's call it what it is. You can't catch a thief unless you see a thief, right? They intentionally cause extreme despair. Please pray for all victims, she said. I'm not 100% out, she said. I'm not 100% out, she said. They still gang stalk me in public. They are Satan's army. This is what she's saying. I'm reading as she's writing, okay? So hang on, I got more here. I just want to go back and read. Oh, okay. So Mary's just saying child, youth, and family, right? And that was just to answer Glenn's question. So I just wanted her to. That's thank you for that. I appreciate that. So that's what they're talking about. So basically, it's like, it's just DCF and CF and CPS and all that. AC. They name it all these garbage names. Okay. The child pedophilia, child trafficking industry. Abraham, hello there. In-laws slander me to CPS, took my girls, both lied under oath. I was railroaded by everyone. Abraham, what state, please? What is the theme of the march, Caprice? I'll put the link back up right now for you to see it. Here we go. Okay, there it is. The theme of the march. Let me get rid of this so we can see that. The theme of the march is a nationwide march on July 16, 2002 to end human trafficking and CPS corruption. Remember, this is family court, CPS, all of it. That's how you end it. Okay, this is the door. This is the gateway door. This is what I talk about. Okay? Help by organizing a march in your area. These churches that adopt children, they're helping, they're aiding and abetting. If they really had faith in Jesus Christ, they wouldn't be doing this. Okay? They'd be standing up with the people. That's what they would be doing. Shame on these fake 501c3s. Help by organizing a march in your area, then place pictures and video of your march online. And that's when it goes to David. Okay, guys, not before. davidzublick@gmail.com. And then, here, let me get rid of my name for a quick second. Oops, sorry. Right here. This is what Annette wants you to do. She wants you to call her. She wants you victims to call her. She wants you to call her if you're organizing a march in your county or state, because we want overwhelming amounts of people to stand up and rise up. Okay? Stand up and rise up. It's time. It's been past due. Past due. Okay? Now let me read. I'm reading, and then you guys are asking questions. She said they still gang stalk her in public. They're Satan's army. Now she's saying all Masonic. So see, here we go. So do you see what I'm saying about the titles? Okay. How this is infiltrated through the darkness. Anything that's not of Christ is an antichrist. Okay. If you can't march in public, make a sign. Just make a sign. And even when I did this a few years ago, I told people to put flags outside and banners on your houses. Okay. Get the word out. Take pictures with your sign. Get that, because so what she wants also is that this also goes viral on social media. Okay, that's why they want all these pictures. They want to show how many states and counties are represented. Okay, so that's how you guys can help. These are ways you guys can help. This is how you guys can help, and this is what we want to see you do. Okay, this is what we want to see you do. I'm not sure why that turned off. Okay. Then she said, send the pictures to davidzublik@gmail.com. Every sign should say we care. So she wants every sign to say we care. You can put whatever you want on there too as well. And then all signs should say you stand with us July sorry, you stand with us July 16th, March, and every sign should say your state. Okay. So your state, um, okay. Is there any other questions here? Let's see. And then I'm going to be wrapping this. So I want to make sure that everybody got their questions answered. I got more coming in here. All right. Oh my goodness, goodness, goodness. So much here. Poor girl. My therapist understands. She says the gang stalking isn't just physical, it's spiritual. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And that's why I know that the family rights movement has a lot of gang stalkers in the midst of it, and that's why I got out of all of that. Like I never was technically in it, but they like came at me like vultures when I started out on social media. And boy, did I find out a lot of garbage about that whole thing. They're not there to stop putting this. They're not there to abolish the system. They're there to just keep it going. So, and they're there as moles, and they're there to find out about your cases and stuff. Yes, they have no soul. They have no soul. Yes. Glenn says different names used in other states. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Glenn. You're welcome. Okay, here's a question for you, honey. Annette, they want to know if you're safe in your circumstances. And I knew they gang stalked her. Poor girl, my therapist. I read that one already. Anthony. Oh, Anthony. Hey, Anthony. Everybody. Anthony Sabelli. Comment from Anthony Sabelli. Make sure you vote for him and Derek Gibson in New York State. If you're in New York State, I want you to vote for these guys, Derek Gibson and Anthony Sabelli. Derek Gibson for governor of New York State. Anthony Sabelli for lieutenant governor. I need you guys to vote for them because if we take back New York State or take it, and that's what we want to do. We can stop a lot of garbage and a lot of garbage happening here, which we know there's hub states of child trafficking. This is one of the big ones. Arizona, West Virginia. I mean, there's just a lot. But anyway, Anthony said they are not infallible. See, this is what we need. We need people that have faith over fear and that are bold in your face. Okay. He says they're not infallible. They are allergic to accountability. All they are people who wear black dresses and are abusing and neglecting our children under the role of parents patre, and all about money. Stop abusive courts, stop human trafficking, educate yourselves. Your courts are corrupt. Protect your children. Listen, when you're protecting your children, you're protecting the next generations. If you think you're not involved, you are. Okay? You shall know them by their works comes to mind, and you shall know them by their fruit, right? And acts of fraud. Anthony said, and acts of fraud. I am so happy that us parents are standing up to fight for our kids. The CYFD should be closed and return our kids. The CYFD are demons. They are in the dark. And yes, and I've been saying for years, abolish family court, abolish arrest, get rid of them. Okay. Anthony said Masons, Jesuits, Kabbalah, and Jesters in New York. Jesters upstate of the Finger Lakes, YMCA, and Shriners. And this right here, so that's what Megan was talking about. Because the whole missing and exploited nonsense, lies, and all that deception. That's where they are, Finger Lakes. That's where John Walsh's house is, the Finger Lakes. That's where a lot of this goes on. It's so sad. Give us back our beautiful world. Yes, my therapist told me I'm on a list. She's seen it when I first walked into her office. The docs will gaslight you later. Okay, I got a lot more here going here. Okay, so Annette said, let's go back to Annette, my friends. She said, take pictures with your sign, send the pictures to David. We said that every sign should say we care. All signs should say you stand with us July 16th, March. Every sign should say your state. Silver trucks 2 days ago. She said, gang stalkers. I'm safe, but I need donations. Everything I had has been taken. She said they took down my homes, my cars, and all my possessions. These perpetrators are just stupid, seriously demons. CPS needs to go, go, go. CPS needs to go, go, go. Guys, literally, CPS has no authority without the family court judges making these orders that these stupid police, sorry, I'm saying it as it is, follow. Okay? They follow that. Instead of going by their oath and doing what they're supposed to do by protecting the people and serving and protecting the people, they're tied into that because, see, they have fear. Okay? This operates in fear. This is not of God's kingdom. It works in intimidation and fear. instead of them being fearless and being courageous and having courage and protecting people. And imagine how can you wear a badge and be a police officer and not protect women and children and families? I just like, I don't understand. Why did you take this job? Because you cared about law and order? That doesn't make any sense. Like, wrap your head around it, right? How can you get your book? There's going to be a video. I think, did we show the video? Yeah, we did, because we had some technical troubles. You could go on Amazon to Punish the number 4, Protecting the Injustice System of Family Court. I have 2 more books that are coming out too. Right in Hunter Biden's play area. Yes, he has the Finger Lakes tattooed on his back. Jody, it doesn't matter who this evil names themselves as. It matters they are all evil and they are destroying the natural families. We need to stop scapegoating Satan or whatever the church says the name is. Okay, now let's talk about that, guys, because this is one of the things that I talk about all the time. One of the things I talk about all the time is like, so how important it is that, especially if you call yourself a Christian, if you say you believe Jesus and you believe in your heart, that, and he's your Lord and Savior, guys, faith over fear, but repent, because I've been saying for a long time that, even pastors, they've been saying for a long time that the devil's going after the family, and that's what the devil's doing. Obviously, this is a lot worse, but if you don't start to repent and walk right, and that's why I'm doing these classes. I'm doing classes that are showing about all the stuff, the adulterous generation, the horror of Babylon. That's about adultery, and adultery is not what you think all the time. It's not just because somebody stole somebody's husband. It's somebody stole somebody's covenant husband. Somebody stole somebody's covenant wife, even if it was after a divorce. If you're in a covenant, that don't end till death. Okay, so that's adultery. So like, get in your Bibles. I mean, really, I'm telling you, get in your Bibles. Get in your Bibles. She said the entire effing system is fraud. Anthony said some judges and attorneys are not even using their real names. See, Anthony always pulls out this really information that I don't even have half the time. Okay, he learns this stuff. Cinderella said New York State is going red. Ooh, can we say that? Oh, are we going to be censored? MG said North Carolina is a trafficking hub. Yes, you are correct. Anthony said, I spoke with the sheriff's office today about CPS wearing body cameras. Hopefully we can make a big push now across the state. Yes, that's very good. They should be wearing straitjackets, but cameras are good. Good start. Jody said we need to start making these people take personal responsibility for their own evil actions, scapegoating Satan or whoever the church calls this entity, which is Satan. That's what the Bible calls him. His name is Satan. Or whatever the church calls this entity, takes away from the evil people doing the evil. Good idea, Anthony. The ritual of standing up for the judge is saying we are dead and we should rise. I never stand up for the judge. I don't bow down to no man. I can't wait for Anthony to be in office. I'm sorry I didn't understand the format of the show. May the true God have mercy on you, Annette. I am sorry to learn your horrific experience. Thank you, Caprice. That's so sweet. Thank you, Caprice. Hannah said, I missed a bit. Did she get her own child back safe? No, she's looking for her child. She's trying to find Liam, and we did a shout out to Liam, and we need lots of prayer for Liam. I missed a bit. Okay, you said that. Chris Loeb is in jail, Suffolk County, Long Island. It's disgusting what they put this poor guy through. It's disgusting. Want to mention the MMIW, missing and murdered women, and that the God, I don't know why I'm having a hard time tonight. Indigenous communities, this happens as well. I don't know why I'm having a hard time tonight. Please forgive me. I see. I have PTSD, okay, and I've been doing really, really good. But I get called on 24 hours a day. I get messages 24 hours a day for people that are in urgent situations that need my help all day long, all day long. So it's a wonder I even have a brain left. So I space sometimes. It's just weird. But anyway, some cults use MK Ultra techniques as well. So many cults and so dangerous. Be aware of the enemies that will trick you into cults. That's right. Matt Doyle. Hi, Matt. Hi from South Dakota. My empathy and prayers for Annette and all. Thank you for that. I got your book and ebook too, Fran. Oh, that's awesome, Jody. And they use your love against you as a tool for fear. Well, of course they do, because love comes from God, and God is love. So the enemy is not love. He's evil, hatred, right? So they can't relate to that. But remember that love is the greatest weapon of all, right? Anthony said, don't be afraid. The time is now to stand up and expose across the board. Gibson Sibeli 2022. Yes, amen. Goes to clean up the mess. Moreland Act on week 1, declare state of emergency and open investigations as soon as possible. And let me tell you, and Anthony knows, because I'm expecting these two to be in office, and I'm going to be in their ear like 24/7. I'm probably going to camp out up there. Okay. So, and we already told Derek Gibson the other day, I'm going to be planning a big party on the lawn up there, okay, to celebrate taking back the state of New York and making it moral again, okay, making it sane again. The rot started purposely after WW2, World War II. Before I get back to your comments, guys, let's go back to Annette. Annette said, I get calls from all over the nation. She said most are from Arizona and Oklahoma, Florida, and Texas. And she said, thank you for all your prayers. Okay, I'm going to read the last few comments here, guys. And again, I want to thank you guys so much for joining, sharing. If you're watching again on YouTube, it is really important that you guys like, share, subscribe, please, and hit that bell icon. I get very, very viciously censored, obviously, for the topic. They don't like when we record. Matt Doyle regards to all, especially in Lakota, Dakota, and Nakota. Mayutak Oysen. New York is a hell of a town, just plain hell, Glenn says. And Michelina says, sounds like a great plan. Anthony Sibeli. Yes. Yes. Okay. And how can we defend ourselves in the family court if the terminology there isn't what we are taught in school? Anthony says we need an office open to overturn judicial orders and reunify families. This can create many jobs as well. And you know, I'm going to be there for that one. You already know these cases. So, and then MG said, I do the same, Fran, got severe ADHD. So what happens with me is that like PTSD, from getting so much information bombarded to me all day long, I literally, and I like, I'm an expert at this, and I'm used to public speaking, but I space sometimes, and it's like, it's the weirdest thing. And then I, have to come to. So, Matt says, I'm running for House representative in South Dakota. Hope to make some good changes for our kids in South Dakota. And I know Matt personally. So if you're in South Dakota, that's your man. Okay. That's your man right there. All right, guys. Well, I just want to thank everybody. One more. The entire community can stand behind us and demand the change, force the crisis into the spotlight. Neither of the establishments, favorites care about fixing this. We can force them to. That's right. Okay. So, I just don't know if Annette, if you wanted to just close with anything before we end this live today. I want to thank everybody for watching. And there goes Lily. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I'm just going to see if Annette has one little thing here to say, and then we're going to wrap up. And thank everybody, and thank you. And if you listen, I'm in Facebook jail for another like 22 days. Excuse me, before I tell the truth again. And so, if you guys could please, if you're on my Facebook page, Francesca Amato, if you can please, I would really greatly appreciate it if you could take these videos from wherever you're watching from, whether it be CBS News Network or Punished for Protecting News or some other channels that they're on. It's on different Facebook channels or my YouTube channel, Punish No More, Free to Protect. I really appreciate if you guys would publicly share them, tag your friends list, and tag me. If you're friends with me, tag me, please, because that really helps, and we want to get the word out. It's really important, and just spend a few minutes of your time, please, and just do this. It helps me. It helps my guests. It helps victims, and it's a way to help. It's a way that doesn't cost you a penny to do this. You're on the internet all day. Anyway, thanks, Fran, and prayers for Annette and all of you. Thank you for that. That's so sweet. Prayers for Annette. Yes, definitely. And Liam, her son. Facebook user, please help my ex-molested child and he have children with his niece. Oh, God. I found out in divorce. Please help. You can go to the Book of Talk section and we can do all we can to help you. And Anthony said, please share this everywhere. Thank you so much, guys, for shares. And this is from Annette before we wrap it up. Again, she said, let's put this back up on the screen. Very important. Let's put this back up on the screen and then I'll read what she said. And then we're going to wrap it. She said, please stand with us this July 16th for the march. We must stand as a nation. And please call me, she said. And again, let me just remove this. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Okay. She said, we must stand as a nation. And she said, and please call me. Again, the number you can see here on the bottom part of the screen is 332-200-0049. Again, it's 332-200-0149. She wants victims, and she wants those of you, guys, like, make little committees all over your county and get your friends together and get people that want to help. Get the word out, share it on Facebook, tag me, blow this thing up, because I'm in Facebook jail. But if you guys tag me that you're going to do it in Wisconsin, and you're going to do it in Chicago, and you're going to do it in West Virginia, and you're going to do it in, I don't know, New York, and you're going to do this in Connecticut, tag me, okay, on my main page, and I will, it'll help. And then comment and just boost it so that people see this all over. You can also take the this ad too. Unfortunately, I don't know how to get this to you because I can't go on Facebook, but maybe through Annette's page. If you go to Annette's page, here's her. It's RAUCH. She can give you that ad that you see up there, and then you guys can share that and tag me and tag Ann. I'm tagging it. I'm sorry, and tag everyone. Tag everyone. Okay, so we can stand as a nation, right? And so we can boost this. And I'm telling you, keep sharing it, keep tagging people, keep commenting, keep it alive until July 16th. Okay, and then after that too, and then start posting the pictures and everything. That's the way to do it. And then Annette said, I'm going to read the rest, and then we're going to wrap. Annette said, we must stand as a nation. She said, thank you, Francesca. You're absolutely amazing. Oh my God, thank you, Annette. You're absolutely amazing. Thank you. I appreciate any kindness like that. I really do. It means a lot to me. And she said, thank you, everyone. Much love to all. Let's make this march historic, okay? And then she said, let's do a Twitter storm too, guys. So get your platforms going, guys. And like I said, tag us, and that's the way to do it, okay? So God bless everybody. Thank you so very much. And thank you for joining and watching. We really appreciate your time. And I really do love my audience. Thank you, guys.